feeling like I'm Akademiks. Can't ride away.
OVO fans are like so upset at me. They feel like I've switched up on Drake. Like they want me to like basically say that this lawsuit is like the final. I'm like, what the fuck, bro? I do not understand this damn lawsuit. Sue Kendrick. That's still my thing. Anyway, we do have some more updates about what's going on with this lawsuit, and it's, I think because first of all, we don't know what's gonna happen in court. We're in a discovery phase, and I've told you all about this phase. It's all about we want these people to get deposed. We want this information that we think this person is what they call a custodian for, which means you're in charge of keeping or you have access to this information. And, Drake is asking for a lot. He wants to see contracts. He wants to see paternity results. He wants to see every motherfucking thing. He wants to see Spotify deals. He wants to see everything. He wants to see birth certificates, STD results. You know what I mean? Is the kid Dave Freeze? He wants to see everything. And, obviously, I think he's throwing a lot of shit at the wall, hoping some of this sticks. We don't know how it's going to turn out in court. I've actually predicted, and I'm going to stick with my prediction, I don't think this goes to court. I think eventually both parties are going to settle. We have to think about this. I know a lot of people, and this is where, I think, obviously I'm a Drake fan, but I deviate from some of the OVO standum because they're thinking in hive-like mentality where, this is the way Drake is going to win whatever. No, you know what I mean? I'm always going to support an artist if they felt they were wrong by the label, but the idea that the makeup for the battle or what will make everything make sense and why the battle may have not been in the favor of Drake or seen publicly in the favor of Drake is because it will be exposed that the labels did something. I'm just sorry to say, I'll firmly say, despite I believe Drake out-rap Kendrick, Drake's my favorite artist. I think the culture dance have spoken. You know what I mean? It is what it is. We got to be able to accept the results. So, I'm not living in that world, but there are some people that are hinging on this lawsuit they're like, no, this is going to tell the story. Now, for me, I think this lawsuit is really all about Drake wanting his money. This is, I don't think this is necessarily, oh, this is how I'm going to get Kendrick. And if it was even closely to be that, I still say sue Kendrick. So I think Drake realized that, Universal may have had some incentives. He's trying to prove a theory. If it works, good for him. Fans so invested into this lawsuit, I just don't get it. You get what I'm saying? To me, a more interesting lawsuit would have been if Kendrick was involved. But whatever. Seems like he's involved regardless by proxy because they're asking about a lot of things, including even contracts. And there was another thing that was agreed upon supposedly in court where they're saying that they will allow for Kendrick's contract to be posted and not posted, to be seen by Drake and his team, but it will be in person that they don't have to make this document available that it gets leaked, right? I think they said the redactions are plainly proper, and they treat these contracts as attorney eyes only. But there's another thing, and I don't know if OVO Docket is posting everything about this, but let me see. Kendrick contract. Again, I solely think this won't go to a trial. I think Drake wants his money. He's gonna get some money in the agreement that they're gonna re-sign a deal. I think some people have these theories that Drake is gonna go independent. I think not. I think he's gonna stay with the home team, UMG. But I do think that he feels that they're playing with him and he's trying to get shit right. And again, we have seen people go at their labels, whether it's Taylor Swift, who she went at not only labels but DSPs, and it'll all get played out. So apparently, Universal says accordingly, Drake's demand for an unredacted copy of Kendrick Lamar's full contract, which, by the way, I think that's bullshit. Kendrick contract got nothing to do with the battle, bro. I'm gonna just be honest with you, got nothing to do with the battle. Now I get the theory he's trying to say, supposedly Kendrick signed a contract late April, April 27th, days or a week before he dropped Not Like Us. And people feel like in the contract, it probably speculates or stipulates that if he attacks Drake and is successful, he will get maybe more. I don't think it's as facetious as that. You know what I mean? Like, bruv, like, Kendrick is exactly who he said he was, the biggest hater. I think he sat back and said, what's the most harmful thing I could say against this guy? By the time I'm done with this guy, he's going to be seen as the biggest. He's going to be the EDP of the music industry. So I don't think the label was in cahoots with that or whatever. And honestly, I'm going to be honest with you, I would think that the label would think that Drake would win that battle. Like, you know, the idea that if you knew how dumb label people were, like, they don't know what people are going to, like, really cater to. So the idea that they're, like, at some desk with Kendrick or Kendrick's label or Interscope was a subsidiary and saying, yes, after you drop this, he's done. No, I think it popped off, and, you know, these labels, they don't give a fuck about Drake, Kendrick, or whoever. They'll sacrifice one for the other as long as they got contracts with both, right? So that's what I personally think. Now, obviously, Drake thinks differently. That's all good. I'm just in a concerned state for fans, because I think Drake fans are too reliant on this lawsuit proving something, and I'm still sticking on the point it matters none and changes nothing in the battle. The only thing that will ever make the battle look different in hindsight is if Drake puts out great music and shows that despite Kendrick taking definitely his best shot, and maybe a year that wasn't the best for Drake, Drake came back and was stronger. That's it with me. For the people who are hoping that lawyers end up winning a battle or changing the perception of a battle, the only people who really care about the nitty-gritty and ins and outs of this battle are heavy Drake fans and heavy Kendrick fans. The rest of the casuals do not care, okay? And that's how I think. And by the way, you know what's so funny? I'm seeing the Drake fans do the same thing as Kendrick fans. Kendrick fans, when you would criticize Kendrick for him being fake woke or, you know, them reading too much into his lyrics, they were like, yo, you just don't get it. It's going over your head. Drake fans are doing the exact same thing to me now. I'm saying, yeah, I get the lawsuit, but it's still stupid and we shouldn't give a fuck. When have we ever give a fuck about a man's negotiations with his label? Like, if he sues and he wins, good. But if he doesn't, because he's not suing Kendrick. So if he sues and wins, good. If he doesn't win, whatever. But fans are like, nah, you don't get it. Drake is here to expose everything. And I'm like, brother, okay, if that's what you think is going on, all right. Fuck it. Okay, so they said, accordingly, Drake's demand for an unredacted copy of his full contract should be denied. At minimum, the court should conduct an in-camera review, which means that, you know, they would be able to review the contract before ruling on the motion. Okay, so look like they're saying that the judge should probably look at it and be like, hey, do they need to see these things? And I think they're trying to make sure that the contract doesn't get leaked, honestly, right? Again, me personally, just being honest, I really just don't think that Kendrick's contract has anything with Drake in it. Bro, I've seen a million record contracts. Like, the idea that a record contract exists to say, if you diss Drake and call him a pedophile, we'll give you X, Y, Z amount of money, just sounds crazy. Bro, I'm gonna just be honest, all right? Plaintiff demands that UMG produce an unredacted version of the document. Okay. Plaintiff also requests that UMG adds that as a custodian, he signed the agreement. So Interscope and Kendrick Lamar signed an agreement April 27. Now, and here's the thing. Sometimes it might feel like I'm double talking, but I kind of understand in theory. I do. I understand in theory why Drake might be interested in these things. So here's how these things go. Artists are contracted to drop music per album. They're not contracted to drop Lucy songs just to heat up. So when the battle starts, and essentially these are a collection of songs that are going to be on DSP because the label sees massive revenue opportunity, they might have to do what's called an addendum to his current deal to say, hey, listen, for these singles, this is how we're going to treat them, right? I think that's natural and normal. Shit, they might even have to do it for Drake, unless, you know, they might just consider all the music that Drake drops because he was in a behemoth of a deal. My point is, I'd be really shocked if I seen that UMG included anything in Kendrick's contract that was incentivizing him to disrespect Drake, to call Drake a pedophile, or anything of the sort. And I'm just being honest. I'm just being honest here. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm not switching up on Drake. I'm just being honest, bro. It just sounds stupid, right? Okay. Now, here's the thing. I think Drake is playing legal games. His lawyers are just prying. Yeah, of course we want to see everything, right? We want to know how much Kendrick is getting. We want to know exactly his splits, right? This is like a legal way of like finding some shit out. You get what I'm saying? What the fuck is this? Okay, whatever. Okay. So I guarantee this deal that they're talking about on April 27th was a deal that was with the battle about how those songs were going to get released. It's probably an addendum, right? So it's like you have a licensing deal. Kendrick probably licensed maybe two albums or 3 albums to them. And then he doesn't have to drop any more music on Interscope outside of those albums. But he gets in a rap beef and he wants to drop like 4 or 5 songs. Because those songs are ultimately never going to live on an album, the label wants to monetize them because they're getting a lot of traction. They go to Kendrick. They say, yo, check this out, buddy. We want to monetize these songs even though we know you're not going to put them on an album. Let's do some deal that kind of includes how this will be done. Now, again, I'm not ruling out that maybe some part of the contract says you must say fuck Drake, but like that sounds absurd, but whatever. Okay. All right. Okay, so the next thing is supposedly UMG. I don't even know where all these documents are coming from, but they're coming out like every day. So the next thing was that UMG has came out and they're now saying that they have information about Drake, or they have discovery about Drake and maybe allegations of minors. Listen to this. This is kind of a little bit odd too. Let me see if I can find it. Now I should go to the original thing because like both fan groups are posting little tidbits of what they want to like harp on. Okay, so this is supposedly it. So UMG has now stated that it has in its possession. So it's basically saying to Drake,
the information use will be
okay. It's responding to Drake and it's saying, hey, listen, we have in our possession or custody the following categories of documents that might be used to support our defense, unless they would be used for solely impeachment. First of all, we do have the contracts between UMG and Drake, and we have contracts between the relationship between Drake and UMG, which is pretty much almost the same thing. We have the other recordings in Drake and Kendrick Lamar rap feud, and the documents concerning the distribution, marketing, and promotion of all the records in the feud. They're saying the petition entitled Art on Trial, Protect Black Art. Okay. It said we have other recordings by Drake. What the fuck? And documents concerning the same, including but not limited to what? Whatever. Okay. Then this is like the important part. It says there's news reports and documents concerning Drake's relationship with and behavior around minors. 2, or not that was 1. 2, the criminal charges and conviction of Baka Not Nice. 3, the rap feud between Drake and Lamar, including but not limited to the documents appended as Okay. I think I should try to pull up this full document. Now I see a lot of people saying, "Oh my God, they have the files on Drake that Drake is a PDF." What this is more likely alluding to is that they have done their due diligence or research, or maybe people have even came at them with a demand letter or some type of lawsuit about Drake that could be involved in those things, and they're just saying there's some information that they might have that they could turn over that supports these I guess allegations, but also supports why maybe somebody like Kendrick Lamar might say that. Let me see if I can pull this whole document up. I should have did it before stream. Sorry. Okay. And this is where I say, like, you know, we've turned into politics. Like, I think Drake fans are bugging. I think Kendrick fans, they've been bugging. And really, it's not regular Drake fans. And it's not regular Kendrick fans. It's the fucking K-bots. So, like, okay, what the fuck? No. All right. It's the K-bots. So, like, I don't believe that Universal has, like, a smoking gun saying Drake fucks kids. Like, that sounds fucking stupid. But like a label who, just like how Drake is suing his own label for a rap battle or for the byproducts or a song that came for the rap battle, if someone was going to try to sue Drake, they would most likely, hold on. Wait, that's a fake document? Oh no. All right, well, good. I'm on Pacer anyway. All right. I'm hearing that this is a fake document. You see, that's the thing. Both sides are like doing dumb shit. Parties, is it last time? Let me see. Okay. Fans have gotten so ridiculously crazy at this point, you can't trust either side. And it's kind of sad. You can't trust either side. You have to literally go find the full document yourself. So you know what? I got the whole thing up on this computer. I'm gonna pull the last couple documents. Jesus Christ, there's so much shit. There's so much shit. Okay. That's Drake that filed that, or his team. Then what is this? I think that, yeah, that might have been a fake ass document I was reading from. Okay. Drake has been trying to serve this guy named Kaplan, and they believe Kaplan and Kojo are the people who did all the stuff to get Not Like Us kind of take. Yeah, I think that was a fake document. Wow, I actually feel, and that's the thing. You try to be a little bit like fair, and you realize people are just really bad actors. Jesus Christ, I think it was fake, chat. I ain't gonna lie to you. Wow. Yo, people are bad shit. If this is fake, and it kind of does look fake, because it, like, usually you would see a docket number at the top. I don't see a docket number. Let me see if I can. I'm gonna try to see if I can find it. Contracts. Wait. Actually, it's not fake. Grant, it's not fake. Wait, hold on. I'm gonna put the whole thing up on the screen. You see, this is why I like pulling my own documents. Drake. All right. And we're gonna go through the entire thing. As much as y'all know, and y'all gonna be like, yo, Ak, you're a huge Drake fan. Yeah, but when it comes to breaking down like court documents, you just got to be on the side of the truth, bro. Like, you could interpret it one way or the other, maybe because you're giving somebody a benefit of the doubt, but it is what it is. Yeah, the latest document I just opened up, I copy find, or I control find, And I did find those words. So, and I'm pulling this from the U.S. government site right now. So this ain't some shit I seen on Twitter. This is, I'm going to put a whole document up right now. Here we go. All right, it's going to take a few seconds to come through. It's a huge file. Yeah, it's taking a while to come through. Wow. Damn, how long it take for an email to come through? Okay, got it. Bingo. Okay. So we got it here. I'm about to put it up on the screen. Okay, so we got a docket number. By the way, when you don't see the blue shit, like this is federal court. Every federal court document is going to have the case number, have a document number, when it's filed, how many pages. Now, this is more than one of three because there's a bunch of documents all together. So this was a declaration of this is Drake's lawyers, which is asking for a motion of leave to serve by a third party. So what's happening is that there's two individuals, one named Kojo, one named this Kaplan guy. They're ducking being served, right? Drake thinks that they're the botters, okay? They're ducking service. Drake said he spent $100,000 trying to serve Kojo. At a point when you've exhausted every means to serve someone, the court could allow you to serve them by posting publicly, maybe the newspaper or like run it on a news channel, or subsequently by certified mail. Or even I've seen them say, as long as you go to the person's house and you tape it to their door, and do certified mail, we're going to consider them served, okay? And the point is, you know, a judge ain't going to sit around and let somebody duck service this whole time. Drake said he spent $100,000 trying to serve Kojo and the nigga been ducking, all right? Okay, so here's Exhibit 1. This is the plaintiff. Plaintiff is Drake. This is the amended initial disclosures, okay? All right, this is kind of bullshit. We don't care about that. Okay, so this disclosure is about all the people they're interested in. Here are these guys, Kojo, Okay, good. All right, bet. All right, cool. These are all the people. I told you they're now interested in some Rock Nation people because they feel those people were involved in licensing the song to be performed at Super Bowl. Yeah, cool. So Rock Nation's added. Interscope, a lot of Interscope. Dave Freeze up in here, Lucian Grange, John Janik. But they have even people from Drake's label, Monty Lippman, and also even Avery Lippman, which they're brothers, by the way. Yeah, and I think there's some Spotify people that get added. Pretty much everybody is in there. Apple, whatever. Okay, so these are what they call interested parties, right? And they're saying these are people that might have info that's going to lead to Drake getting the info to be able to follow through with his case. Okay. So we could keep going. Let's keep going. Yeah, chat. I'm going to stop relying on Twitter. I'm going to just do what I got to do here. Okay. Okay. So now this is the defendant's. So this is defendant UMG's initial disclosures. Okay. Wait. Okay. Now this is what and Grant. So it's not fake, Grant. The thing we were just reading, I guess, is from here. Is B. So this is UMG, right? So UMG they were doing their disclosures, right? Let me just scroll down a little bit and make sure. Yeah. Yeah. These are the people representing UMG. So they submitted their disclosures and they said, here, the person's likely, it states that the following individuals likely have discoverable information that UMG may use to support his defenses. Okay, so they want to ask these guys for info as well. They want to ask Drake. They want to ask Kendrick. You know, they want to ask all these people. So for Universal, they're saying, really, we as a parent company ain't got nothing to do with this. Who would have shit to do with this are these people, and they named all the people, and they say Drake, Kendrick, and even Anthony Saleh. Okay, then they say if and as the discovery progresses or otherwise appropriate, UMG reserves the right to supplement, amend, or otherwise modify the identification of individuals and entities who discoverable information, including okay. So they're basically saying they want to be able to get information as well. Then it says copy or description by category and location of documents. Blah, blah, blah. It said based upon the information now reasonably available to UMG, UMG states that it is in sole possession, or no, it's in possession and custody and control of the following categories of documents that it may use to support its defenses, unless it will be used for impeachment. So they have contracts between UMG and Drake. The documents concerning UMG's contractual relationship with Drake. The other recordings in the Drake rap feud and documents concerning the distribution. I guess they're talking, okay, so other records other than Not Like Us, I'm guessing they're talking about. And then they know about the marketing and promotion. Okay, so, you know, so they know about if there was any budget used, whatever. Petition entitled Art on Trial, Okay. Other recordings by Drake and documents, and they say news reports and documents concerning Drake's relationship with and behavior around minors. You see, that's odd. And that's why I think that UMG is fighting back, right? I think they put out in their declaration in a weird way that they're almost kind of teasing like we got some shit, but it's like it's very odd to me that a label would have information. Let's say it was whatever you want to think is true. Why the fuck would you be like, oh yeah, no, we got all the info here, huh? Anyway, just like, do I think they have all the info on Dave Free or Kendrick's kids? Fuck no, right? The criminal charges on Not Nice. So what I think they're gonna say is that they have some news reports that would substantiate criminal convictions against Baca, because I'm pretty sure you could just Google it and you'll find a news report about it. I don't think they have like some fucking hidden video. That's why I think the insinuation is like they have the proof that Drake did something. They start out by saying news reports and documents, right? They're not saying we have proof of this. They're saying that we have gathered news reports, right? And 3, the rap feud, but not limited to this. And then the affirmation of this person. Okay. Appended as and exhibits NX. So let's go down to NX. We're gonna go down to exhibit NX. So they're saying these records will be available at this law office, and yeah, they'll be transferring the data in a reasonable way. So let's go find that thing. NX. Let's see. Yeah, we gotta keep scrolling. Yeah, this is a lot of legal work here, man. Ooh. Drake got a private investigator. What? Oh, he got a private investigator to look for the addresses of the Kaplan guy. What? Oh, shit. Drake got these niggas ducking. Okay. They emailed the nigga. That shit ain't work. All right. Let's keep it going. The Shoreline? What is this? Damn, they got this nigga court eviction up on this bitch. What the fuck? They got his lease? Oh my God. Yo. Oh, he was paying 3,660 for rent. Yo, this is some diabolical shit, man. Oh man, this is fucking crazy. All right, a bunch of shit. That's all his lease information. Exhibit B. Okay, this is some other shit. Damn, they want this Kaplan nigga bad. Who's Kaplan? I gotta find his social media. Maybe I know him or something. Ah, damn. Okay. I'm still trying to find some shit, but I can't find. I can't find. Oh, I can't find that exhibit that they were talking about. Let me look for it over here. Sorry, chat. I'm looking for. This is the exhibit with. They say they got some shit on Drake, right? All right, so that wouldn't be it. Okay, so I mean, listen. According to UMG, they're saying that they have news reports, right? And I don't know if we could Google and find news reports. Toronto News, Drake. Like, we've never seen a news report about Drake and minors, right? Like, so I'm pretty sure they're gonna take like maybe a blog post, maybe a post about maybe him messaging what's that girl named Millie Bobby Brown. Maybe those are the things that they're talking about, but it doesn't seem like they have like, oh, we got him, y'all, we got him. Like, it don't seem like that, right? Like, I can't even remember. Yeah, I can't even. Yeah, I've never seen a report that Drake been with kids and all like that. I've never seen that. Yeah, I've never seen some shit like that. What the fuck is this? Oh, yeah, everybody named Mama running this. Yeah, so I guess this thing is
UMG logins, bro. Applicable foreign privacy. Or 2 weeks ago, his representative celebrated a win.
Okay. Yeah, so if you ask me, this is so like vague. Of course, Kendrick fans, because they're extreme, they're gonna be like, yo, they got the proof that Drake is fucking kids. And of course, Drake fans are gonna be like, nah, that's just fake. That's just AI. You know what I mean? Like, but they're claiming that they do have some bullshit, but we don't know what it is. Right? We don't know what it is. If you ask me, I'd probably think it's just, they would probably say, hey, listen, if Kendrick claimed that Drake likes kids, he didn't make this up. He probably legit believed it because there were rumors floating around. Or maybe he saw the Millie Bobby Brown thing or the 17-year-old on stage thing. I think that's what they're kind of getting at. But of course, fans are jumping out the window. That's what I'm saying, yo. I definitely don't see this get to trial, but still, fans are jumping out the window like, oh my God, they have like some hidden video, some hidden documents that Drake. That was true. Why would Drake file a lawsuit? You get what I'm saying? Like, why? You know what I mean? Like, you would want that to be hidden, not to be profoundly mentioned in a lawsuit that your label has this on you. So I'm gonna assume, and shit, you know, that's my guy, so maybe I'm just giving the benefit of that. But I think it's not even giving the benefit of that. I think it's just obvious. I think they're saying that the discoverable evidence that they have is news reports that have insinuated, stated, or alleged certain things about Drake before Kendrick said it. And it's not some, oh, they have a girl that said this that never came out and the label has a video. No, I don't think so, bro. I don't think so. Okay. Bro, this thing is exhausting, man. And the Drake fans, Drake fans mad at me. Kendrick fans, Let me pull up the chat here. Let me see what are y'all saying about this. Someone says probably scare tactics. Yeah, I think they're going on the offense, right? Drake is kind of hitting on a conspiracy theory, like, Lucian, you were at the crib plotting with Kendrick to call me a pedophile, to lower my renegotiation leverage, and then you did this and da 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 da. That's kind of what Drake is saying, and I think UMG, they're about to enter the territory saying, yo, Drake, you know we could play dirty too, right? You know we could almost make vague theoretical statements that every blog, because they do know every blog is picking this up, and this thing is a huge thing that's being discussed daily on social media. We're going to now go on offense and be like, nigga, why the fuck you over here mad at us? We ain't the one who started this shit about you and kids. Nigga, this shit been going on. They're almost going on offense. I think the next thing they're going to go on offense with Drake about is, yo, watch. Oh, we've investigated your numbers at times. Because UMG's not going to claim that he did nothing, right? And even if something was done, it was always going to be through a third party. So it's never going to be, their hands are always going to be clean. Trust. I think at some point they're going to look at Drake like, hey, shit, we investigated your shit too. Because we thought you was faking. I think that's how they're going to try to get at Drake, to be like, yo, whatever you're trying to accuse, you look crazy too.